Hey guys, it is day 4 of Vlogmas. I spent some time this morning cutting out the muslin for the Forget-Me-Not Adeline wrap top. So I'm gonna make the top version first. I will say that was a real fussy one to cut the pattern pieces out. There was a lot of tracing of lines, so there's a lot of pleats that have really specific lines, but there are also notches at the bottom of those lines, so I might not bother on the velvet being so fussy, but for the muslin, I might as well be really particular. I had also hoped to cut out my test version in my fashion fabric of the Belemnite dress. Didn't manage to do that, but hopefully I can do that at some point today or tomorrow at the latest, because I do need to get on with those things. But I did adjust the pattern pieces. So I'd made the muslin and I've now made the adjustments on the pattern pieces, and so I feel like I can go ahead and cut that out, and fingers crossed I should have a beautiful dress, even if it's just a test. We definitely had the coziest movie night. It was so nice. My drink, I will say, I didn't really taste the rosemary. I did taste the grapefruit. It was delicious, but it was so stinking adorable. I should say that after a while, the ice did start to melt and float a bit. So I would say make it right before you're gonna drink it, and don't take too much time drinking it, get on with it. But I was able to kind of poke the rosemary back down while I was drinking, so it wasn't a huge problem. The cinnamon churro marshmallow, I have to say, it really did surprise me. You know, sometimes you get potato chips that are really weird flavors and you're like, I don't know, does that really taste like, you know, a whole roast dinner or something like that? Maybe that's just in the UK, I guess. But this one actually did taste like a cinnamon churro, not just cinnamon. So that was really fun. I did enjoy that one. You are getting a walk and talk from me because I am going to buy some bread for some soup that I'm making. I'm making chicken stock using the carcass of the rotisserie chicken that we bought the other day. It smells amazing. The broth smells so good, and I think it's gonna make some really good soup. It is my favorite soup. It's a chicken and lentil soup that I will put the recipe for because seriously guys, you all need to try this soup. It is amazing. My husband and I refer to it as soup Nazi soup. If you watch Seinfeld, you will know what I'm talking about, but you do need to sit down before you have some of this soup. I'll see if I spot anything fun or Christmassy on my way to the shops, and I'll show you guys if I do. See you back at home. Back at home, I have been working away on that soup, which smells so good. I know it's going to be delicious because I've made it before, and the best part is it makes so much soup. I'm going to have leftovers for ages. So I'll have another dinner with it, and then also lunches from there on in until we finish it off. I had a couple of people ask a bit about my jigsaw puzzle. Right, this is a bit more realistic to show you guys. So I've separated out the blue and then these, which are like the pine needles. I have finished, there's a candle, that's the candle teapot, and then over here I'm just going to swing around. These are some mittens that I finished. But yeah, what I would say about this in general, so this jigsaw puzzle I will say is every bit as nice to put together as I was hoping. There's a really nice woody smell that you get from it. It is a very nice tactile thing. The pieces go together in the most satisfying way that I've ever had with a jigsaw puzzle. You know when these pieces lock together, and because there's some of those more funny shapes, like here, this one's a Christmas tree. Does not want to focus. Yeah, it's a little Christmas tree. So every piece that goes around it is a pretty easy match to find. And so I feel like though it's generally a pretty challenging jigsaw puzzle, that makes it a bit easier. And then sections of it come together pretty quickly. It's really fun. I really do recommend it. So I'm not like advertising this company. There's probably other companies out there. But if you are in the UK and you are interested, if you love jigsaw puzzles, if you know anyone who loves jigsaw puzzles, Wentworth Wooden Puzzles. Highly recommend. I will definitely be looking out for more of these in the future. They have lots of different themes. They're not all Christmassy, obviously. And they also have like extra difficult. They have cute little not Advent. They're like Christmas crackers with little jigsaw puzzles inside. So everyone gets a little jigsaw puzzle. I wouldn't go that far because I'm not going to assume everyone in my life wants to do a jigsaw puzzle on Christmas. But I will say it has been such a fun thing to work on, and I've generally not done as much today because I've been trying to focus on the sewing. Going back to the sewing, because I feel like I need to mention, I don't think I'm going to manage to cut out the other dress today. Hopefully I can do that tomorrow morning. It shouldn't be too bad. There's a fair amount of pieces. That's the only thing. So I don't want to try and like rush through that. And because it's a slippery viscose fabric, I'm going to be using a rotary cutter and a cutting mat just to be really careful. The Adeline wrap muslin I can also start working on pretty soon. I might start pinning some of the pieces together this evening and just kind of whiz through that. I generally tend to sew my muslins pretty quick and dirty just to get an idea, but I feel like this also has a more unusual construction, so it will be good for me to just get a little feel of what the construction is like to see how that might be working with the more slippery fabric as well. There were a couple of you, particularly Nancy, who mentioned that the dress that I showed you guys on day 1 of Vlogmas that really did not fit in the bust was basically, I've just made a really nice skirt, haven't I? And I just need to chop that bodice off and make it a skirt. And I think I've come around to that decision. I think that's definitely the right choice. I'm not going to do it immediately. It's not a priority. I have to prioritize getting my Christmas dress finished. But it's definitely, I think, the realistic outcome of that one. And, you know, you live and you learn, right? I have some Advent calendars to do. I'm going to start with the most exciting one, which is my Advent box here, my Advent Swapmas gift. Now I have to say I got this Bakewell flapjack on the first gift that I opened, and I just had it today, and man, that thing was delicious. I generally find flapjacks can be really sweet. I'm not overly like fond of them. They're not bad, but they're not my #1 thing. But because it was Bakewell flavored and it had the Bakewell topping, I honestly thought it was going to be too much, but it was so good. It was the best flapjack I have ever had. So Christine, you are starting off on a high, and I'm excited to see what you've got me for my second gift. Right, #2. It's a smaller one. This is the most exciting, for sure. The marshmallows, they're fun, but come on. Ooh, oh my gosh, she has gone to town. Buttons. Fancy, fancy buttons. I've got 2 packs. Let me see what these are. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of each. They're different sizes. So this first one, oh my goodness. It's got some sparkle. It's like a copper color. I feel like I probably need to turn the light on to do this justice. Let me just see the other one as well. Oh, nice. It's like a metallic sheen, so it doesn't have glitter on it, but it has a really nice sheen to it. Well, these are even prettier when you can see them properly. I hope you guys will see them because they're super pretty. Oh my goodness. So this is kind of like a darker, and this is a bit of a lighter copper color. Oh, they're so nice. And I will say these are totally in my color palette. So they're very much like the autumnal colors that I like to work with. I am really going to enjoy using these. Awesome work again, Christine. I have said it and I'm going to keep on saying it. Thank you again so much to Christine who got me these wonderful gifts, but also to Sam who organized this whole thing. It's been so much fun and it's been really cool to see what other people are being gifted as well. So as I said before, I will include links down below of all the people who are taking part in the Advent Swapmas if you want to see all the gifts that they're getting as well. All right, I've decided I'm gonna do my marshmallow. I'm not gonna eat it with you guys because again, too messy, but I feel like people want a little report back. So I'm gonna toast my marshmallow now and let you guys know what I think of it. So the fourth is over here. Oh, this doesn't have a joke, which is fine. It's got just like an interesting fact. So the flavor for this one is candy floss, which is cotton candy to us Americans. Did you know that candy floss is also known as fairy floss, Papa's beard, and old lady's hair in different parts of the world? Oh my gosh, those are amazing. Fairy floss is adorable. Papa's beard is just bizarre. Old lady's hair is just so funny. I love it so much. All right, let's see. I mean, I have to say it. It smells definitely like cotton candy. Slightly fruitier. But I'm definitely getting cotton candy. This seems like a good one to toast. I'm just noticing that it's a little pink. How fun. I have to say this one, it does have almost like a strawberry, slight berry taste at the beginning. And then as you're finishing it and you're swallowing, that's when the cotton candy part comes in. I think definitely because I toasted it as well. I wonder if it wouldn't taste as much like cotton candy if I didn't toast it. It is delicious. I'm not sure I would have said cotton candy if you didn't tell me what it was though. That's the first one I feel like hasn't tasted really accurately like the description, but it's still really fun. So the rest of my day is not super ambitious. I was hoping to make my first batch of Christmas cookies today, but in all honesty, guys, my period came on yesterday and today I'm feeling a bit more delicate. And so I'm wearing like my full matching sweatsuit, which makes me feel extra ultra cozy. And I decided to prioritize some sewing rather than the baking. It's funny because sewing is something that I do very much for myself for relaxation. So whenever I sew, I feel like I'm sewing instead of doing something else. So if there's something that I should be doing, sewing is kind of like I'm getting away with it. I'm kind of sneaking off and doing the thing that I really want to do. But I actually do really need to do sewing for my Christmas dress. So it actually is a priority, but still in the back of my mind, I feel like I should be doing other things. And tomorrow I am going to do some baking for Christmas cookies. I need to make a start for sure, but it was nice to allow myself that freedom to do a little bit of just chipping away at some sewing projects I'm excited about. I am looking forward to seeing how both this completed blend night dress and also the muslin of the Adeline dress, or the Adeline top I should say, are going to turn out, and hopefully I'll have a little bit of progress on those for you guys tomorrow. I am trying to make a point over this Vlogmas not to push myself too much because I want to make sure that I also have time to relax, but that's where things like the jigsaw puzzle and the sewing come in. So I'll be checking in with you guys again tomorrow on day 5. See you then. Bye.